Hey everybody, it's me Richard, and guess what? I am back. Yes, this horror hound cannot be stopped. I'm back, so I need to take a sip of coffee. And speaking of coffee, a lot of you are going to ask me, Richard, where have you been? First off, I want to welcome you all to the new channel. It's called Nightmares and Tears. Anyone? Now, you guys are going to say, Richard, what the hell does that mean? First off, nightmares. As you guys can see behind me, a lot of you don't know who I am. My name is Richard. I used to be the host of a channel called Are You Into Horror? Yes, I had over 300 videos. And I shut the channel down to a bunch of mean girls. Yes, and they weren't even girls. Well, two of them were, but enough of that. We are on a new adventure to horror. So, my little knobby knocker up here is running out of solar power. I need to put him out in the sun again. So, you guys, I want to welcome you to the new channel. Here's what's up. Those of you that have followed me over the last almost 3 years and the last 2.5 months waiting for me to come back, I was going to wait till October 1st, but you know what? I've missed doing this, you guys, so I'm coming back early. So, I have been an avid reader of horror for over 50 years. Yes, it's actually been 52 years. My love of horror started in the summer of 1970. I had picked up a copy of Henry Farrell's Whatever Happened to Baby Jane at the age of 9, and the rest is history. So, you guys, on this channel, I will be doing book reviews on horror and tearjerkers. Yes, the tears comes from I love to cry at sad movies and when I read a sad book. Now, horror can even pull both of them. They can scare the shit out of you, and in the same book, it can make you cry. Yes, as you guys know that have followed me over the last couple years, I did probably 10 or 11 horror reviews where the book actually made me bawl my eyes out. Now, in September, Solomon Petchers, who is the author of the books The Ghost in the Attic, which was a YA horror thriller, made me bawl my eyes out. Those of you that used to follow the old channel knew from that video, yes, I gave it a 5-star review, and that book made me sob. In September, he released the sequel to his book, Feasters, which was a different take on vampires / versus zombies, or zombies versus vampires. But yes, horror can make you cry, you guys. Horror has a lot of coming of age stories. As you can see, I'm wearing a based on the novel by Stephen King. My favorite Stephen King book of all time is Carrie, and then Salem's Lot, and then The Shining, and then Salem's Lot. But yeah, Carrie White. What can we say? I cannot say enough about Carrie White. I don't know why this little guy is not bobbing, but yeah, he's solar powered, and he does shake quite a bit. He actually knobby knocks a lot, but of course when I want him to, he's not gonna shake. But yeah, back to the shirt. So I'm wearing the red one because it reminds me of Carrie White. So you guys, that's what you're going to see on the channel. If you're an avid lover of horror, you guys are going to find it here. I love to read. I read so many books. I will leave a link down below in the basement to my Goodreads account. And first off, before I get into what I've got today, please, you guys, let's get this channel as big as the last one was. Make sure you hit that subscribe button right there and ring that bell so you get notifications of when I post a video. I will post 1 to 2 videos a week. Yeah, I have missed doing this, you guys. And In my next video, I will be shouting out new subscribers. And just to let you guys know, BoogeyManBen, yes, Ben over at BoogeyManBen, he was the first one to subscribe to the new channel. So you guys, I want to tell you thank you so much for supporting me over the last 2.5 years, almost 3 years. And like I said, over the last 2.5 months. You guys, we're going to have a ball on this new journey. So let's get into today's video. So, nightmares? Or tears, anyone? Let's get into today's video. So, I have got a dear friend, and she has been a supporter of my channel forever. Yes, Adriana, also known as Adri Zombie. She sent me the most awesome, incredible package. It was about a month ago, actually, and I've been waiting and waiting, but I could not wait any longer. Come on, little Pennywise. It's actually annoying. But, yeah. So, you guys will see me drinking tons of coffee on the channel. And Adriana had sent me the most fucking incredible package. So, it's in this box right here. As you can see, it says bonescoffee.com. Now, how appropriate for a lover of horror. This box is a 5-bag sample pack of the Bones Coffee. Yeah, cool name, you guys, huh? So all of their coffee flavors are horror related. In the box, I got this badass little Bones Coffee sticker. But now, it did come with 5 4-ounce bags of coffee. I've only opened 2 of the bags and tried the flavors. Yeah, the bad thing is they're almost gone already. So I'm gonna save the last 2 for last. In this box, well, let me, actually I've opened 3. I've tried 3 of them. So the 2 that I haven't tried, this one is Holy Cannoli. This is a medium roast. Every bag that you get will have a skeleton on the packaging of some kind, wrapped up with the theme and the flavor of the coffee. So I have not tried the Holy Cannoli, and I have not tried, this one's really badass. This one, and you guys are gonna notice, you guys, in fact, I have to grab them. So let me grab my readers really super quick, you guys. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'll be right back. Those of you that don't know me from my last channel, you'll notice that I forget things sometimes. Yeah, it's a bitch getting old, but let me grab my glasses. I'll be right back. I'm back, you guys. So, yeah. So the flavors, like I was saying, that I have not tried. This one is the Holy Cannoli. It's the medium roast, like I showed you earlier. The next one that I have not tried is the Army of Dark Chocolate. Now, this is a really cool spin of the good old Army of Darkness films with Ash. Yes, who does not love The Evil Dead? Yeah, badass cover. And as you can tell, I have not tried that one yet either. Now, the 3 that I have tried, the first one that I opened, I had to open this as soon as I got it. This is the Mint Invaders from Chocolate Space. Yeah, you guys, this coffee tastes exactly like mint chocolate chip ice cream. Yeah, no shit. The next flavor that I tried and I loved, and I never thought that this would ever work, but this is Peaches and Scream. This is a medium roast. Yes, it's actually peach flavored coffee with like a hint of a smoky roast coffee, but it is so damn good and it actually works. But my favorite of the 3 that I've tasted so far is From Dusk Till Donuts. Now, this is a spin on the George Clooney, the movie from Quentin Tarantino, From Dusk Till Dawn. This is glazed jelly donut flavored coffee. And you guys, if you could freaking smell this, it tastes phenomenal. It tastes just like a jelly donut. Now, this company is in Florida. They are privately owned by 2 guys and their family. They do all their coffees in small batches. So everything is basically made to order almost. They're not cheap. So when Adriana sent me this, I was blown away when I got it because I had no idea what she was sending me. She told me, that she was sending me a package, and when it came, I was blown away, you guys. It's incredible coffee. And yeah, like I said, all their flavors are horror related. So we are going to get into our first book review. Now, those of you that don't know me, I read mostly vintage horror. My favorite horror author of all time is probably John Saul. He was a personal friend of mine. All of my John Saul books, I have every single book that the man ever published and printed. And 90% of them are signed and autographed to me as of, growing up in Seattle. I'm from the Seattle area. He was an incredible author. And when he quit publishing, when he retired, a lot of us were devastated. And then my next favorite horror author is Robert R. McCammon and then Michael McDowell. Now, Michael McDowell passed away due to complications of the AIDS virus in the 90s, and he was another one that left this earth way too early. But today's review is going to be on his debut horror novel, The Amulet. Now, as you guys can see, I have got first editions, and many of them I bought these when they originally came out in the 80s, and I loved him. And every time I saw copies of his books, I bought them, and I still do to this day because they're hard to find and they can be very expensive. So, I am going to read to you my review of his debut novel. Now, this originally came out by Avon Books in the summer of... It came out in April of 1979, was the first printing. Now, it says on the front, whoever possesses it must kill and be killed. The Amulet, a novel of pure terror by Michael McDowell. This has got some of the most badass cover art ever. As you can see, this amulet is wrapping around people and killing them. And on the back, it says, they all thought it would make such a pretty gift. A simple pendant on a glittering golden chain. To the residents of Pinecone, Alabama, it was the prettiest thing they ever saw. A gift of beauty. A gift of evil. Rachel Coppage was the first to clasp it around her neck, to feel the power grow within her. Moments later, her husband and children were consumed in a raging house fire. A policeman found it in the ashes. He didn't live long enough to even fear it. And there were others, Ruby of Ruby's House of Beauty, whose jealousy of a client was magnified until she did a complete makeover. Audrey, the babysitter, who suddenly lost her patience and put the washing machine on death cycle. Can you imagine? It's like, yeah, it's actually been done before. People have killed their kids in washing machines before. It passed from the dead to the living. From neighbor to unsuspecting neighbor, lover to lover, townsfolk began dying in horrible, unspeakable ways. Nobody knew how, nobody knew why. Then Sarah Howell began to suspect. In morning terror, the vital link in the frightening chain of events, the amulet. First you possess it, then it possesses you. Okay, you guys, what can I say about this book? It has got 340 pages in it. And if you are a reader of 80s and 90s vintage horror, you will remember the print is frigging small as hell. Now, it's kind of funny because on the back pages, in the olden days, well, I call them the olden days because I'm 61 years old. I call them the olden days. They don't print books like this anymore. They don't even publish books anymore. Everybody buys Kindle or whatever. But they used to always have ads for coming books, that were coming out. And on the back page of this was another horror classic from Avon for Joan Sampson's The Auctioneer. Great book if you've never read it. Now, let me read what I wrote on my Goodreads account. Let's see. There's my account name. Richard K. Wilson, rated at 5 stars. Yes. There's an image of me and Bruce on Halloween. Yeah, we're huge Halloween horrors. So, The Amulet. I gave it 5 stars. Here's what I wrote. Even after 42 years, this book is still one of my favorites in the horror genre. It was just as great as the first time I read it. McDowell never let you down. Get ready to experience the horror of a piece of killer jewelry. I loved it all over again. Now, you have to remember this is my 4th time reading this book. Yeah, 4th time. I have read this now 4 times, and I'm sure I will read it again before something kills me or I just die of old age. Michael McDowell has always been one of my all-time favorite horror authors, and always will be. I sometimes wonder if he would not have died as young and as unexpected as when he did, if he would still be scaring the shit out of us with his horror classics. And that is what all his books were. In my opinion only, to me, they were classics. It is the time of the late 60s, Vietnam, racism, and violence in a world of upheaval. And a young man's mother, Jo Howell, is ready to get revenge on the entire town of Pinecone, Alabama, for sending her son home without a face. Yes. Her son was involved in a training mission gone wrong. His wife, Sarah, works full-time in that factory that manufactured the same machine gun that disfigures Dean. And in a weird way, this upsets her. Sorry, you guys are either going to get the glare from my glasses, or you're gonna see me pushing and pulling my glasses up all the time. Yeah. That disfigures Dean, and in a weird way this upsets her. Jo starts her revenge by giving Larry, Dean's friend who sent him to the war because he would not hire him for a job that prevented his drafting to Vietnam, a pendant to give to his wife because she thinks, quote, your wife will love this piece of jewelry, unquote. Little does he know that this amulet is cursed with death and evil. After Larry's wife kills all 5 of their children before suicide, the amulet is passed into another unsuspecting and soon-to-be victim. With this being McDowell's debut novel, and believe me, you would never know this, with his engrossing imperfection in writing, he pulls you into the story of extreme violence, gore, suspense, and horror from the first 5 pages. With his later writings, he even got noticed by Hollywood, and Tim Burton hired him to write the screenplay and story for his movie The Nightmare Before Christmas. The characters are so innocent yet so pathetic that when they lose to the amulet, you can't help but chuckle with how disturbing and gruesome their demise is at times. And we are talking from everything to a victim being eaten alive by her pet farm animals. Yeah, reminiscent of when Dorothy Gale fell in the pig trough. Remember when she was walking along the fence and she falls in and says, oh, and she's screaming. Yeah. I always think of that scene from The Wizard of Oz when I read this book. A young girl being scalped in the local beauty parlor while getting her hair permed to death by a baling machine. These deaths are all very detailed, gruesomely gory, and very memorable. I remember reading this the first time as a senior in high school and still remember these scenes of death. And there are so many in this book. The scenes come at you very fast, quick, and they're very, very horrible. And yeah, you won't forget them. You will never forget the deaths in this book. Some people think McDowell's epic books, which was a 6-book series, which is right here, was his serial novel Blackwater. Now, if you ask me, this is at the top of his list of books. For me, yes, for me. I still love The Amulet, and if you like very unique and very disturbing novels of horror, this one will not disappoint you. Pick up a copy, that is, if you can find one. And yep, I gave it 5 drops of blood. You guys, the book still to this day. And this is now the end of September 2021. I just finished this about a month ago. I read it in 2 days. The book still just creeps the shit out of me. But you guys, once again, I'm Richard with Nightmares, Tears, Anyone. I want to welcome you to the channel. Like I said earlier, don't forget to share the channel, talk about it with your friends. And hey, you guys, I'm Richard, and I am back. Yep, there's no stopping me to review and talk about what I love to do, being scared and reading horror. You guys, there will be book hauls, there will be book mail, there will be bookshelf tours coming up, and tons and tons and tons of horror reviews. Yes, and books that will make you cry. Yeah. Take care, you guys. I'm Richard. Pick up a good scary book. It's good for you to be scared. And just remember, don't be mean. Love everybody. Have a great day. And as always, let's get scared. Happy nightmares, you guys. Yeah. And hey, when I have nightmares, I usually wake up screaming or crying. Yep. Welcome to Nightmares and Tears, Anyone. I'm Richard. See you in the next video.